Religion these days tries to tell us that morality is all objective, that there is a standard that one must adhere to, and that you will be judged by it. Many will claim that these standards were given to us in the book of Exodus, when Moses carved the commandments into the 2 stone tablets. You shall have no other gods before me. You shall not make yourself any carved images. You shall not take the name of the Lord your God in vain. Remember the Sabbath day, to keep it holy. Honor your father and mother. You shall not murder. You shall not commit adultery. You shall not steal. You shall not bear false witness against your neighbor. You shall not covet your neighbor's belongings. The minds of many theists states that were it not for the 10 Commandments, civilization would be in total anarchy. In the minds of many theists, they believe that if there is no objective moral standard, then they themselves would cause utter chaos. But I and many atheists have different views. We see the only objective standards of morality is a goal for humanity to avoid chaos. One objective truth about humanity is we all have the ability to suffer. But this is not a truth that hinges itself only to humanity. Animals, too, have the ability to suffer. And like animals, we wish to avoid harm. Humanity has moral standards, and it is by those standards that we expect our community to adhere to. We take community moral cooperation so seriously that we find it necessary to punish those that threaten it. If and when we opt not to deal with those that would cause us harm, we risk threatening our harmony. It is because community believes in its harmony that we put in safeguards such as law enforcement. Theists seem to have a denial about who we're really accountable to in society. If the theist were to practice an objective God moral principle, and if they were to believe that a person's accountability was to God alone, then what would be their reasoning to have murderers, thieves, and rapists in jail? Is it justice to punish a person for their transgressions in this life and in the next? I sense a bit of hypocrisy here. It seems to me that despite what the theist may say, that they really do believe in the subjective community moral standards. I myself, as an atheist, feel that I am able to see the world in a more honest light. I am able to recognize that I am accountable for my actions. I base my decisions on the potential outcome of those decisions. I try to inform my decisions based on the teachings of others and what life's lessons have taught me. Life has taught me how to control my desires. I find personal satisfaction in earning what I have worked for. I understand that if all I did was steal what I wanted, then I've robbed myself of the satisfaction and the appreciation of my hard work. Human beings are a social animal. We have the ability to empathize and to understand each other's pain. We feel sorry for those who we see suffer. With imagination, we have the ability to put ourselves in the places of those who feel pain. We ask ourselves questions. What if that was one of my loved ones? How would I feel with the loss? It is because of our ability to empathize and imagine the pain of another that we seek to stop the suffering. Some of us have stronger empathies than others. Some of us feel no empathy at all. Empathy is a system of weights and measures. Given the situation one is forced to ask themselves the following questions. Is this the right thing to do? What are the consequences? Some situations dictate that the right action is in self-preservation, as where other situations puts the needs of the many or the needs of the one before the needs of yourself. A man may take a bullet for his best friend, knowing that his friend has a child on the way. Where in the 10 Commandments does it say if this is the right thing to do? Ask yourself, would this be the actions of a person who is immoral? If God was indeed the standard of morality, then we need to ask ourselves this question. Is the God of the Bible even worth following? His first few commandments of the 10 Commandments are to cater to his own selfish ego. In addition, the God of the Bible many times commands the murder of thousands of people, men, women, and children. How can one call him perfect when he himself cannot follow his own commandments? Evangelists like Ray Comfort like to play games with passerbyers, asking questions like, if you've ever lied, well, then that makes you a liar. If you have ever stolen anything, well, that makes you a thief. If you have ever hated anyone, then you are a murderer at heart. And last, if you have ever even lusted after a woman, then you have committed adultery with her in your heart. Following this kind of logic, if you have ever baked a cake, well, that makes you a baker. If you have ever changed the oil in your car, then you are a mechanic. If you have ever given something back and told the truth, then you are honest. Christians, like Ray Comfort, are some of the worst kinds. They are a dishonest type of breed. They try to dictate the entirety of a person's character based on a few things that they may have done in their past, and in some cases are possibly still doing today. Religion is about control. It creates the illusion that you are a very bad person and in dire need of their help. They offer you an imaginary world of wonder that they can never deliver on, in return for a real part of yourself. Religious faith is gullibility cloaked in a shroud of nobility. Thank you for your time.